We're now going to use the eye model to simulate contact lens. So here's the eye, and we'll look at a retinal image. And there's a lot of aberrations here. So we're going to put a contact lens on this eye to correct it. So we're going to load up AHEM. I've got a settings file with contact lens. And I go to AHEM and my basic setup. So now when I go to correction, contact lens or lenses if I had two eyes, and the rest of my setup is fairly standard, and I'm also using a coherent application here. So I've got a retinal window as the retinal window we saw here, and I've done some correction with the toric lens. So I click OK. Basic eye geometry is shown for the AZ eye model. Click OK again. I don't need to change anything here. And this was the aberration on the cornea that created this retinal image here, this aberrated eye. I've got basically no point spread function on this eye. So I click OK, and now I get prompted for contact lens file name. So you can create a contact lens in some other CAD application or create it within ASAP. So I created a contact lens within ASAP. Have a scaling factor that I can use. I can make it larger or smaller. I can reposition the anterior vertex. So I backed it off the front in this case because the anterior corneal surface is Z0 for the entire system. So I have to go negative to back it off the cornea just a little bit. So I click OK. And here's just some basic that I've put on this particular contact lens. It's not optimized, but I've just put a basic quick correction on this eye. I can match the back optic zone radius to the cornea. I don't have to figure out that number if I don't know it, because the contact lens, if it's a soft contact lens, will just fit flat on top of a cornea. So I'm going to click OK. And it's not the greatest correction, but it demonstrates the use of a contact lens that I created in CAD. Let's look at some of these views. Original horrible image of a point spread function. With my contact lens correction, I was able to make that pretty compact for a point spread function. Still have some issues to deal with here with some astigmatism, and I could get that a little tighter. Not a terrible PSF for the correction that I made here. So this is my contact lens. Right here we can zoom in on it. It's a toric contact. A little more here. You can see this layer on top of the cornea. It's a different color than the cornea. So that's contact lenses in AHEM. You can either import your own CAD or generate one in ASAP to load into AHEM, and then you can reposition it with the splash screens.